directions.
Yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
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 Hoping all this audio is working. I
Seems
went
be.
to test my own audio, and for some reason I'm having that thing where my soundtracks aren't coming through to me, but they are coming through to everyone else for some reason.
Oh, yep. Love that.
So, not really sure. I'll have to look into that later, but I got a fix for it.
I love that my Twitch just didn't activate the video feed when you started streaming. So I was like, man, he still hasn't even started streaming. What the heck?
Yeah, I had a slow start there.
No. I mean, maybe a little bit of that too, but like Twitch literally still doesn't show the video feed to me. I'm just going to have to refresh it.
Gotcha.
Hey,
Yeah, I've
Chelsea.
had that a few times myself.
One whole year.
What's back
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of the Murkmire, Unveiling the Shadows. We are on session 5, so moving right along. Definitely some detrimental, possibly, events happening last session, and we'll dive into what's going to happen this time. But before that, let's go ahead and just...
It can't be session 5 already because Victor's almost died twice. So it can only be session 2, probably.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. That would make sense.
That's the new indicator.
That's only if you're going if every session is a day.
We should make
Right.
a counter for that. We should make like a Victor near-death experience counter.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, we should actually.
Eventually he'll begin to see the other side. Yeah.
He'll get like glimpses.
Bonus action, yeah.
Bonus action, glimpse of the other side.
Yeah.
The whole story is actually just Victor making his way to the ethereal plane. And this is just like a outside-in viewing of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My whole life flashed before my eyes, and then it comes to find out it's just like it the whole life from the last one. So it's like my whole life flashed before my eyes. I walked outside. I went to the bodega. That was it. That's all that happened since the last time I almost died.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
All right, so we almost have
The whole crew's here.
Chadman just
The whole crew's here. Let's go.
We did it.
Finally.
God, so we can stop carrying. Hell.
Things are happening.
Well, there's only 3 people who can get hurt. Like, it's really scary. Let's, you know what I mean?
I was
5
terrified.
people. I like my chances when there's 5 of us.
You weren't even in combat last session. Don't worry about it so much.
I plan on keeping it that way.
I'm gonna drag you into one, I swear.
Don't.
Oh,
Don't do
yeah.
it. You're not gonna like it.
I am. I
will like it.
Oh shit, he's dead. Run. Oh hell. Ain't no helping him now. Everybody get out.
All right, let's kick things off here. Let's see. Welcome to the session. Like I said before, this is episode 5. This is a sort of early 1900s themed horror mystery campaign set in the swamplands of Numestria in the homebrew world of Konu. We are the Mortal Woes. We are an inclusive TTRPG community that inspire all to learn, create, and play. All of my music and soundtracks I get from Artlist.io. So for a small fee, they provide really cool stuff for me to use for my games, which I am a sound person, so I really like audio, soundtracks, sound effects, that sort of deal. It helps me not have to use my lips so much. Um, so we will go around the room a little bit here, and let's go ahead and tell everyone who you are and who you're playing, and if you would like to plug your links and community, by all means, let's get it. I guess I'll start us off.
Give us a sound off order here.
I am Spio, and I will be your dungeon master.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's
Whoa,
go.
whoa. Oh, wait a minute. Did somebody say something about tooting your own horn? Because I have one of those.
Yeah.
And yeah, for anyone, just go ahead and jump in.
You want to give us an order?
Sure. Marlon, welcome back.
Good to be back. I'm Chad. I'll be playing Marlon Bishop, and I've been looking forward to playing D&D for about a month now. I've been off.
Oh no! Welcome back! Yeah!
Welcome back. Yeah.
Woo!
Get
I
it.
missed you.
I
We all
was
missed
late,
you,
but I'm
man.
back.
Listen, Chad.
The late start is my fault.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, good to see you.
I guess.
See you guys.
Yeah. Who's the Norrace?
So I'm Mercy from Here the Be Monsters. I play Honores. The gambling face chatty Cathy of the party. As I mentioned, I'm from a channel called Here the Be Monsters. My wife Pixie and I run that together, where we play a variety of games, but also we do a lot of D&D. In fact, hold on, where is he in relationship to me? Over there. No. Yeah. Spio over there plays in one of the games on our plays in one of the campaigns that we run as well. So if you like D&D stuff, you like Spio, you end up enjoying having me around as well, then you can check us out. I don't know if I can type links in chat, but on Twitch and YouTube at Here There Be Monsters. And hopefully you guys have a good night here.
Should be able to.
Yeah. Woohoo! Yeah.
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 Then I guess it's
There
my
you go.
turn now. Well, hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Kai or Bread, and I'll be playing Harrison Softstep again tonight, and I'm very excited to do so.
Woo!
Yeah.
Harrison!
Woo!
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Good to be back.
What's up, y'all? I'm Life, FPS streamer over at Life Gaming Net on YouTube. And I will be playing Victor Whitefeather tonight.
Yeah. Life is still alive. Woohoo. We made it.
Yeah. Survive the tornadoes, man.
The survivor.
All right, and that leaves me. Hi,
Last
my
but not
name is
least.
Gear Duo. Last but not least, baby. My name is Gear Duo, and I stream over here on the Mortal Woes. I'm one of the Mortal Bros. This is my resident haunt. You may know me as probably not though, but some of my other characters that I play, they all have names. But tonight I am playing Rowan.
Except for the one that doesn't.
Except there's one that died. Woo, yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Rowan is still alive right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. Get it, Rowan. Everyone is now dead.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
That one was amped up a little bit too high. I must have been
You can't
doing some solo stuff after hours. You know what I mean?
It wasn't too
you
bad.
can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. I'll just go right in. I'm also a sound guy, but it's because it moves me.
It's moving. All right. A little session
I guess I've got to
recap.
put my hat back.
Oh, I'm
back
sorry
in.
about that. Let me
That's
get
all
rid of
okay,
him real
too.
quick.
Uh-oh.
We get rid of him real
Ghost
quick
at it.
permanently.
No.
Oh no.
Ghost is scary, man. Ghost is scary.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh. I'm used to
Absolutely
dogs, no
terrifying.
worries.
N-
Probably gonna
no,
be like a
me too.
chihuahua.
Me too. I'm used to
Alright.
dogs too. Ghost is scary. Oh yeah.
He's spooky, some might say.
Little baby.
Chad, that is a
Ghost.
very strange freeze frame that you got going on there, but
No. Let me just go ahead and print screen that one. All right, let's
Hey,
go. Hey.
Talking to me.
Chad's like, no.
No, that's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one.
And
Who
making
knows?
a GIF right now.
Those are some billboard opportunities. That's what we call
For
those.
sure.
All right. Last session started off slow. The team's kind of deciding on where they'd like to go to try to find some answers. Rowan led the group to the first lunar chapel down on Main Street across from the hospital, where they met Brother Stan and got a little information just to verify that they had seen the body that the detective had taken away from Bishop Square, Norgathar's body. So it has been spotted or seen, but there weren't any answers about what was being done that could be revealed beyond that. Upon leaving the chapel with little more information, Harrison may have saw something, possibly in the shadows on one of the walls, as he attempted to say a prayer upon leaving. Victor and Harrison made their way downtown afterwards to explore their options that they were wanting to do, which was go to Norgathar's apartment down along Steel Row, where they had gotten the information from Curly, working the Curly's barbecue stand. Upon entering, they encountered a few thugs. Well, at first they encountered someone rummaging through things in the recently departed individual's room, and coming out of the room, they ran into Lucian, Damon's son, which is the current leader of the Reapers within Vinewood. And it wasn't shortly after a attempt at interrogation that a few of his lackeys came in behind afterwards, and a gunfight ensued. Sort of quick dispatch of the henchmen, but receiving some pretty significant damage, both Harrison and Victor. Lucian, tapping into his fiendish capabilities, was able to slip out of Harrison's clutches and had taken off down the hall after shooting Victor one more time.
Yeah.
And that is where we left off.
Man, if he didn't shoot me that last time, I would have been chasing him down the hall.
So we will start off here again in the apartment.
Victor running away with his hand on his
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah.
Might have been shoot me that like an open, like an actively bleeding wound. It might have been shoot me that last time.
Name is still Paul's, by the way.
I got you.
I guess just starting, I'm just gonna shout, Victor, I need you to get back in here. Are you okay? Are you alright?
Give me a second. This bullet's lodged in the gears.
Oh God, oh. And I'll sprint back over towards where I hear Victor's voice. Did you get hurt? Are you still like clutching my shoulder as well? Like, are you all right?
Kind of see a few peppers of the shotgun blasts, kind of bleeding a little bit. See me tinkering with my leg, kind of cut the leg open and trying to work this bullet out of the gears that Lucian hit when he started running away.
They got me good as well. This hurts a lot more than I remember it. Man.
Just stick some salts in it. You'll be all right.
I hope you're right. And I almost had him as well. Oh.
He's a slippery son of a bitch, but
You know him?
it's a long story, but I'm pretty involved with his father.
I see. I won't press you about details. It's just knowing that is okay for now. But he was speaking about looking for something here. I think I found what I found what he was looking for. Are you all right to walk? Can you come with me for a second?
As you hear the ping, finally get the bullet dislodged.
Ugh.
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check real quick to see how well this procedure goes.
Oh.
17.
Okay. And what are you using?
I'd say
It's
it's
a
like
knife.
a small.
It's a boot knife, right?
Yeah, it's basically a pocket knife.
Of course it is.
Trying to.
Yeah, you dig around a little bit, Harrison, as you're watching. Where is this wound at again, specifically?
This was the one that that got lodged into my mechanical leg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to kind of dig, and you're prying around, and like one of the brackets starts to bend a little bit as you have to pull a little bit too hard, and like the tip of your blade snaps, so it's like a blunted tip now at this point. But it does come out, and you hear the tink on the tile floor, and as you look over at Harrison, you notice that the blood is just like running down one of your arms and like dripping from your fingertips to the floor. And you look down, and there's just a pile of blood beneath you.
This really is worse than I remember it. You know, I don't really handle blood that well. And I'm
Come with
gonna.
me to the kitchen.
Yes, I'll do that. And I'll also like kind of stumble over towards the kitchen. And I'm looking for anything that I can use to also stop the bleeding in my arm right now. The bullet went through my shoulder, right?
Yeah, I believe we described it as a
Yeah, it's like a
clean
clean.
in and out.
I'm looking for anything I can use to close the entry and
Yeah,
exit point.
there's plenty of dish rags and hand towels and stuff kind of draped over.
Yeah,
Be too easy to
I
find.
kind of grab a kitchen knife and heat it up.
Oh,
Tell them to
shit.
bite.
You just like turn on the burner on the stove and just lay a butcher's knife like on top.
Yeah.
Of course
Hey,
he does.
bite down on this rag. This is gonna hurt a bit.
What? No.
It's like trying to cook an animal that you kill without taking the fur off. It's just gonna be real.
I just like stumble back a bit, like, I'm okay. No, you don't need to do that. That's okay. That's fine.
You sure you don't want to stop the bleeding?
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And I'll pull up my like the sleeve of my coat. I'll pull it down and I'll like pull up the shirt I'm wearing. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it fast, please.
You look over, your blade is glowing like a yellow, intense heat.
Okay.
Glowing
Bite
yellow
down
and
on the
red.
rag. This is gonna suck.
Okay.
I take it and put it on directly onto the wound, trying to sear it shut.
Ooh.
And yeah, it begins to cauterize your wound with a heated blade. And we'll say you take 1 point of damage and your bleeding stops.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
You'll be all right. We'll get Rowan treated later, but at least you're not bleeding.
That's fair. Follow me to the bedroom, please. You have to look at something.
Let's go.
I found something. I think I found what Lucian was looking for. And so as we're heading into the bedroom, I'll first of all, I'm grabbing the pistol that's on the nightstand. And I'm
Okay.
gonna just take a look at it. I'm just gonna take a look at it and I'm gonna keep it.
All right. I'll get that added to your inventory.
I don't think I'm DM, I'm not proficient with them, am I? I don't think I am.
A pistol?
Yeah.
Have you ever?
Should be.
Has Harrison ever been issued a pistol on the police force?
I don't think I'd be the one doing the shooting.
Okay.
No.
Then yeah, probably not. Um.
Harrison was more into, like bludgeoning weapons.
Yeah.
Harrison, he carried around like this baseball bat. It had like the letters like it had like an H and an S like carved into it. The spikes into it.
Yeah, he was one of those cops that liked to, use a blackjack where it wouldn't leave mark.
Nah.
So
I wasn't really the fighting type to begin with.
as you walk back around the bed, you show Victor the basically the horizontal line that looks like was sort of done after the construction of this post. As you easily kind of like pull up on it and it shifts up, and you notice that it's just like an empty compartment, or there's a compartment there, and you do notice as you look down inside that it looks like there is a piece of paper.
I pick it up. Yeah, I'll look at it.
As you pull up this envelope, you notice that there's also a little bag inside.
What is this? And it's
Even
just like a
deeper
little
down.
It's just a little compartment, like inside of the leg of the bed. I'm imagining it, or
Yeah, so it's literally just the leg post hollowed out.
okay.
Like in Heavyweights where they hide all their candy and stuff.
I'll like reach in. I'll reach in like 2 or 3 of my fingers, and I'll just like grab out the bag. I'll just jingle it around a little bit, like what is this? And I'll open it up, see what's inside.
You open the bag and it looks like a bag of gold coins that would roughly translate. You kind of like shift your hands back and forth, probably around about $500 worth.
Oh, I see. So that's where he got the money from, it seems. Or at least, I'm guessing this is what he's been using to gamble.
Sneaky bitch.
Victor, why don't you keep this for now? If you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll throw it in my pocket.
That's fine. And the note, the piece of paper, what does it Does it say anything? Is there anything written on it?
You unfold the piece of paper and you see written out. First off,
Let me pull up my notes. Let me
let
pull
me
up my
pull up
notes.
my stuff. You see an address. Ooh.
An address. Okay.
Sorry, I gotta look at my other map too. So many maps. So you see a address that is also off of Steel Row, but on the west side of Tormund Avenue. So you're currently on the east side, so you'd have to kind of travel along the Steel Row, and it's on the opposite side of the Hamilton Steelworks.
And it's just an address. Just
an address, and it says Good Boy Safe House.
oh.
And then underneath of it, you see another line that says one string at a time.
One string at a time. All right. I'll show it to Victor as well. I think we may want to take this back to the group, discuss our next steps. I think we're pretty done here. Jeez. But it sure was something. I can't help but like laugh a little bit, like, oh.
I'll say a couple
yeah.
minutes pass by, and outside you do hear what sounds of a gunshot going off.
Ooh.
Sounds like it's time for us to get out of here before things get dangerous.
I agree. Let's go back. I'd rather not stay here any longer.
Okay. You guys kind of make your way out, and as you pass the statue one more time,
I wanted to say that, yeah.
yeah, you kind of look at it for a second, and what you see is like this fiendish creature, like perched up on this pedestal, covered in gold.
That thing doesn't sit right with me. It really doesn't.
Well, you can always knock it over if you don't like it. It's not like anyone's gonna miss it.
Not exactly like that, but roughly. That's how I
Yeah.
imagine it.
That's actually a really dope picture too.
It is. Okay. I'm getting it's too heavy to carry. Take it with me. Nah.
Do you try to pick it up or take it with you?
How big are we speaking here?
So the image, like on the map, is a little bit bigger than the actual representation. So I would say that it's probably like 2 feet tall, about the same width, I guess, with the wings spread out, about 2 feet wide as well.
Probably weighing about 50 pounds, roughly.
It looks like it's made out of bronze.
Is it worth it to take something like that with us? I don't think it is.
Keep it.
I'll leave it be.
Okay. So you guys make your way out and find yourselves back on Steel Row. And as you walk outside, you look a little bit down the way of the street and you see someone laying on the sidewalk, not moving.
Is there anybody else around?
You do see some people across the street and, um, like along the sidewalk. You see several people, like beginning to gasp and point, and people are sort of congregating together, and you can hear like whispers and chatter, of them talking to each other, wondering, like who did this, who's that, what's going on.
I'll just gesture. I'll look at Victor and I'll whisper to him like, "Do you think it's worth to take a look? I don't know if we should."
How close are we to the body?
I'd say about 60 feet from here. You can sort of see like the bottom half of the torso, or the bottom half of his body. So you can see like the legs kind of illuminated by the street lamp, just barely, um, as the rest of the body kind of fades into the darkness of the night, um, just from where you're standing at.
And I guess Harrison, we can try and blend in with the crowd and see if we recognize them.
That sounds like a
But
good plan. Let's do that. I don't want to get up close to it, just in case there's still somebody lurking about, waiting. Let's do that.
Um, are you trying to stay hidden,
I
or
am.
trying to, I guess, remain unnoticed by other people? Like you're trying to blend in?
yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and make, I guess, stealth checks, and of course you can use your Mask of the Wild feature, Victor.
yes, sir.
Please.
Yes.
12.
Got a 12 for Harrison.
And as soon as I get back to my sheet, because it closed on me, there we go.
Well, I'm still a bit hurt from all the shooting and stuff,
24.
Yeah, Victor, you're kind of like moving in and out of people, like weaving through the crowd. Nobody's really paying you any mind. Harrison, as you're walking by,
I bump into
I don't
something.
really see that many Harrigan around here. Occasionally some of the attention begins to look at you as you're getting closer to the body on the ground. And as you guys look over and you get closer, you can see that it is Lucian.
It's okay. And he's dead. He's gone.
It looks that way, but
What?
We gotta go. We
the
can't be
hell?
seen here. Harrison, I grab Harrison. I start running and grab Harrison by the collar.
My shoulder. No, just kidding. I'll tag along.
you do notice, like, some of those people turning to look at you, they see Victor, like, grab your arm to pull you to take off running, and, the looks go from more curious to discerning as you guys make your way out.
Right.
And now we will pan back over. Rowan, where were you heading? Grab him by the...
grab him by the ears. My ears.
As you're leaving the chapel. I think you're muted.
All right. Yeah, I got to do that because of my hypervocalist, being so hypervocal from ADHD. You know, mute buttons are great. Rowan, leaving the chapel, after talking with the good father, decided to head across the street to the hospital.
Okay. Vinewood General.
And Vinewood General. He's got a couple things. He's looking at here. He's got. I'm kind of standing out in front of Vinewood General as I'm walking across the street. There's the body to look into. There's the strange chemical that I found inside the blasting powder. And then there's the question of how did someone with that little income have so much money to gamble away? I think Rowan's going to stand outside the hospital for a minute. And then he's just going to wait for a second to see if he's feeling a little spiritual after just leaving church. See if there's any type of sign. Something. He thinks, he knows he could walk in here and he could, maybe he might get a lead. They hadn't found the body. They didn't have a lead on the body at the church, and they would, I'm sure the hospital and the church talk back and forth about those kind of rights. Is there anybody else on the street with me? What's it like right now?
So looking out, it's late at night. Most of the businesses are kind of closed up. There are a few people, like stragglers, that seem to be like leaving or closing up shop, heading back home possibly. You see a few people just kind of taking in the night air. But you would know that's pretty typical for this area. There's usually a little bit more hustle and bustle, either in the like very northern or southern areas of Vinewood where the nightclubs are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you see an occasional passerby.
People just walking by me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's paying attention or whatever. I think that strikes Rowan a little bit. He feels, there's nobody here to help him. There's nobody, he feels a little lonely. He's gonna shove the trace chemical that he found into his coat. And he's gonna go find someone. He can only think of one person who would know how somebody who could gamble away that much money on the salary of a line worker at a textile factory. He's gonna go look for Honoris and see if he knows anything about this. So he lowers his hat, turns up his collar, lights a cigar. The wind blows out the flame. He looks at the church. All right, I get it. He puts it in his pocket, and he heads down the street to where he might find a Norez.
Yeah, you remember the Norreus kind of has a ritual, so to speak, where he'll just go off into the swamp. Seems to always return. Not 100% sure what he's doing out there, but you have a good idea that he usually turns back up at Bishop Square.
Pretty good idea not to ask. All right, I'll head on to Bishop Square then, and see if something in the air don't feel right. I never liked the halls of the asylums much.
As you kind of like look over, specifically towards the psych wing of Pinewood General, and you can just see the lights flickering from outside.
Some new procedure, I'm sure. Disgusting. All right. And I'll head off to Bishop Square.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take you long. Only a few blocks away. So at a casual pace, takes you about 10 minutes to walk back over, and you go
I make sure
through.
I make sure to take a Rowan darts back and forth. He walks into a couple alleys and then out through a couple little places. Casey's being tailed. So it probably takes him 30 minutes to get there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So as you
I flip
weave
my
in and
coat
out of the
inside
alleys,
out.
yeah. See me. Make your way. You come up to the typical silver door, and as you open it up, almost like this empty foyer that leads to
I got to punch in the code, right?
the red door with a golden handle, and you see, yes, like a mechanical little number pad to punch in the code.
So I'll close the door behind me and I'll hold my hand over it like I'm punching in my PIN number. 8 0 0 8 1 3 5.
I just knew you were going 8005. 80085.
What? It's 135.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just like looking along with you. I was like, I know
I
what
looked
you're
over
going
my
to do.
shoulder, waiting for the door
One
to unlock.
135.
Of course.
Chapman's got a calculator out, like, oh yeah, nice, nice.
No, I knew. Yeah.
No, I already knew that one. No, dude, I totally knew that one already.
And as
I was a kid with a calculator once.
as you're going for the meme code at like the last digit, Marlon just opens the door and you see him right in front of you.
I throw up a karate chop. The hell, man! Could have killed you right there. You're lucky.
Rowan,
Marlon.
where's the Rowan? Where's the others? You left with Victor and Harrison, right?
Yeah. You want to talk inside? Sit in the doorway.
Yeah.
The punch code on it.
As you kind of like look back,
Cool.
as you say the doorway, you notice a shadowy figure standing behind you.
What the hell? And I'll jump behind Marlon. Get him, Marlon.
Like stepping into
I pull out my pistol and I'm aiming it at nothing.
as you pull out your pistol and like kind of slowly stepping to the light, you see Honore's coat is kind of like tattered and ripped up in a few spots. Some like dirt and mud smudged on his face a little bit. Looks a little worse where.
Norris, you're lucky. Marlon was about to kill your ass.
Not even I, Marlon. Fair.
Just give him a little
Norris, you
nod.
all
Like,
right?
Oh, I'm just fine. I could use a drink, though.
Do you have your normal like? For whatever reason, I'm thinking that you're not looking like you're about to play cards. Like you normally look really well put together and stuff to play cards.
Hold on a second, Marlon. And I put my hand over the pen, the keypad. What's the code?
Well, I change the
I know
codes
you
all the
give a-
time, but
I know you give a different code to everybody, but I don't care.
no, I don't.
If
I
you're
don't give a
really,
different code to everyone.
what if it ain't him? What if it's him? What if it's one of the imposters?
Rowan
I
has
look at
read
Honore's,
very
like-
deeply and intently about doppelgangers and their history.
That's right.
He's been
History.
fixated on it for the past couple of years. It's like one of those things that he just brings up randomly.
Are everywhere. Did I tell you about the role that they played in the Blue Flame War of Carnea? Really into historic war.
Right, Rowan. I have a lot of questions for you, Honoris. If there's one object in my bar that if you steal it tonight, I might actually shoot you. What is that object?
Yeah, what is it?
I mean, unless something changed while I was gone, I already have it.
He pulls it out of his pocket and jingles it in front of you.
Just rings the bell.
Yeah, right. Because the last thing I said was I wanted a drink, right? So, like, as you go to say that, and I've been standing here waiting for my drink, I pull it out and just like jingle it a little bit, and then like kind of hop back and put it in my pocket again.
He's cool, Marlon. That's him.
Marlon just sits there, just stands there and shakes. It's him.
I'll just flash you a big gummy frog smile, and then just be like,
Good to see you, Marlon.
and then like light up a cigar and just like give a little puff in your face, and then just like walk past you into the bar.
If he didn't make me so much money here, I really would kill him. I say to Rowan as I turn around, I close the door.
All right.
So
Get
Rowan,
on, saddle up. Yeah. Marlon. If that's your real name.
all right, let's go downstairs. Bobo, I'll be a little bit. And then I take Rowan. I'm like trying to like steer him towards going downstairs because I
Okay.
know something's happened. You know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll flag Honores over. Oh,
I make kind of an incredulous. I'm like,
Me?
because I've never been down there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, he's cool, right?
Have we? Is is he just a patron? Is Honor? I guess I'm asking both. Here there be monsters and Ethan.
I think it was. I
Is
mean,
he a
we do have
patron
a
of the bar?
history, right?
Yeah, like what is the? Have we done
I mean,
this kind of shit
I'll
together?
leave that up to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's Mercy can answer that.
Okay.
Personally, I've always seen Honores as more of like a normie, if you will, or at least presenting himself as a normie. Perhaps is a better way to say it. So I think my involvement in kind of the more esoteric aspect of things would probably be maybe not none, but fairly minimal. Like this that side of things is more of a new world for Honores, I think.
What?
Wait,
Alright.
Rowan. Let's see what happened. Honoris. And I just kind of gesture towards like the way, just towards your entire appearance. What happened here?
I mean, so we've all known each other for a while, right? Presumably.
Okay,
So,
okay.
You've seen this happen before.
Okay.
Yeah. For me to just kind of disappear for like a part of a day or maybe a day or two, and then like show back up, and like I'd say like usually I probably look okay, or maybe maybe a little different, but like maybe a little bit worse off this time than what you're used to. But it's not abnormal for me to like go and do whatever it is I do out in the swamp.
Hey, Honores, if you don't mind, we've known each other for a while. There's a first aid kit back here, and I'm an apothecary. I would, if you don't mind, you look a little bit worse off this time around. Maybe I patch you up.
'Tis but a scratch, but I've never been known to turn down a medicinal herb.
Oh, is that innuendo for drugs?
Please. I have many
Okay, not a
sins.
problem. You said please, no problem, buddy.
Just kind of like lean back a little bit and hold my hands up, like
I have many sins, but my only substance is the drink.
No, I mean literal medicinal herbs. Like I have a little bit of experience with like healing also, but like I'm more of a almost kind of a shamanistic, right? Like I know like the lemongrass will help with nausea and the like that sort of thing.
Like an apothecary, right? Mercury helps with constipation.
Right, but like
yes.
whereas an apothecary is a little bit more of like a like a pseudoscientific thing. It's more like a voodoo or like a
You say that, say it to my face. You say pseudoscience to my face.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, hey, why don't you look, I can patch you up back here.
just tip my hat and follow.
Okay. After you.
So-
And I'll let Marlon run us down into the tent.
Okay, so I think we just go into the we walk into that little spare room, and I'm like, nah, let's not do it here. Let's just go ahead and go down. Honoris, you've been coming in here a long time. I know that you frustrate me sometimes, but I trust you. No mention of this. And then I like pull up like this little, it's like a little almost elevator shaft thing, and open the door. Tom, you see what actually happens here, and then I'll like open this gate.
And this is like after going through like this. They walk up to the bookcase and pull one of the books out, and the bookcase slides open. Like 45 degrees, and they slip by, and then unveil the elevator shaft.
When you say that and you like reveal the elevator shaft, I'm like kind of like clap you on the shoulder. I'm like,
I knew you were hiding a high stakes game from me.
That's
As we're
what
in the
it is.
elevator, Rowan's like, looks at Honora pretty fucking cool, right? Oh, look, there's Fossil. Oh, you missed it. You weren't looking. And when we go back up, I'll show it to you. It's cool.
you see me
Um,
just kind of like nervously, kind of like how people can like walk a coin along their fingers. Like I'm doing that, but with a dice.
I think just before you guys slip into the elevator, Marlon begins to like pull the doors open. You see like these collapsing, like almost like this cross-hatching metal working that folds together and expands and retracts as you open and close it.
An accordion style gate.
Yeah. As he goes to open that, you can hear like the squeaking of the metal. And then shortly after, you guys hear the front door shut once more, and you can kind of hear some grunting and heavy breathing.
I'll rush back out and just take a look, open the door, and just kind of peek my head through, see who it is.
You see Victor and Harrison. Victor has got a little bit of his mechanical leg exposed. You see it like a few of the metal rods kind of like poking out in a direction that doesn't seem right. Doesn't like flow with like what you would imagine the normal skeleton of the like femur or the fibia and tibia. And then you see Harrison like this huge burn mark across his chest where he was bleeding. You
Rowan.
see like the
In
blood
the
stains
shape of a
coming-
knife.
Yeah, and you see like the blood stain
in
coming
a
through his
distinct
shirt.
shape of like a kitchen knife.
Oh, it smells nice. It smells like cooked rabbit. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Definitely singed fur. Yeah, for sure.
Shit, Rowan, don't go down. Don't go down. Come help. And I'll run out. And I'm assuming we don't have any customers in the bar at this time. Or am I incorrect in that assumption?
Yeah, we'll say they were waiting pretty late to go out, so we'll
Right.
say those past last call sort of deal, and the bar's kind of your own
Okay.
at this moment.
Middle of the night,
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
witching hour.
like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh, so that's why I saw the faces.
I run up to like the stair. Like if I'm picturing this correctly, we have an upstairs, and I'm guessing that Bobo's probably upstairs asleep.
Yeah,
I'll run over towards the stairs. Uncle, could use some help. And then I'll go run towards the door like quickly and try to like put Victor's arm over my shoulder to help him walk with his bum leg.
As soon as I hear you call for Bobo, I take out the bell and jingle it.
Oh, you.
yeah. Bobo
As I'm
comes
walking
down and
by
like
behind
go
the
ahead.
bar.
Yeah, I'll go grab. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, as we're walking behind the bar, I just grab a bottle of the highest proof alcohol I can see and start
Perfect.
pouring it over my wounds.
Oh,
Rathgar's rot
Oh,
gut.
not the 10-year.
A good whiskey is not going to be the highest proof you got.
I'll go. Focus on Victor first, please. He took a lot more of the fight than I did.
You don't look well either, friend. What happened?
Victor, he took more. He did more. Got hurt.
Listen,
more.
there'll be time to tell us what's going on when we get to
Help
where all the
him
medical
first.
supplies are. Everybody
help
who's
him
dying into
first.
the elevator. There's a room. Come on. Everybody fucking in.
I'll stumble
Down to
along
the
with him.
hospital.
Bobo, please help, Uncle, wake up! And then I like see like a Bobo like coming down the stairs in his like pajamas, like
Yeah,
stumbling
like a
and
single
shit.
piece like nightgown that goes all the way down to his ankles.
Big
Like
long ass
Ebenezer
gown.
Scrooge.
Little
He's got
candle.
a candle. Yeah. He's got a
Marlon, what is it? Oh my. Let's
They all
go.
got shot again.
So everybody shuffles towards the elevator, I guess.
Okay. As you guys are descending,
I whispered to Honoris, you could see that fossil now. Just quiet. I don't want to be disrespectful to everybody who's hurt, but it's really cool.
as you guys are kind of descending down, Victor, your hand begins to like at first it itches and now it's just like an intense burn.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that.
Can I see any like? Is there anybody who is like actively bleeding or anything like that still?
I shouldn't. Be.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
How
I shouldn't be.
like just on the way down? Not to. You can still do your apothecary thing for sure, but I just kind of like pull out kind of the like breast of my vest and like reach into an internal pocket and grab like a leaf or some kind of green something you don't necessarily see what it is and like put it in my mouth and just kind of like chew it on my cheek really quickly and then like kind of like spit it out into my hand and like press it onto the area where it's bleeding. Yeah, mechanically it can do something or not or whatever, but like you feel a little bit better. Like,
Frog chaw.
Like it stings a little bit, but like, oh, okay.
As there's like a little croak comes up. Jam it into the wound.
Who'd you press that onto?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
We all have
on that
secrets.
character's name.
Somebody might burst into flames.
It's just like something with like a mild disinfectant property and like just
Right.
kind of trying to help for the moment on the way down the elevator.
Okay.
Like Willa Bark.
Sure.
Who was it you pressed it onto though?
You, I'm drawing a blank on your character's name. I'm sorry. Brain farted.
Not
No,
Not
it would have been
mine.
onto me.
On life.
Onto
Sorry, yeah.
Victor.
On Victor. Victor. Okay.
You guys look over and, as one of the lights kind of shines through the metal casing of the elevator, Victor, since you were actively bleeding and ran all the way across town, you guys look at Victor and he is like pale as a ghost and his eyes roll in the back of his head and just like goes limp and falls back into the back of the cage.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I got him. I carry both hands, hold him up.
The hell did you put on him? Honoris.
I'll help.
Just let you in the club, man.
I'll use my good shoulder as well to like try and hold him up. Like, oh fuck, oh no, oh.
I got him with both hands underneath his armpits, and I'm slapping his face with one of my hands. I'm like,
Stop
hey.
fucking hitting him. Just cut it out. Everybody fucking stop
right.
touching him.
Victor, roll a death save as you're being slapped.
Oh shit.
No, I'm just
No, not hard. Not hard. No.
kidding. I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
Fuck, man. Stop killing him.
You guys, Victor's like yank open the doors and rush to the middle of the room.
Yeah.
And you see like your table. It's got mugs and papers and stuff on top of it.
Yeah, sling them, throw them off. And somebody's like clears the table. I lay him down on it.
Yeah. The clatter of mugs and glasses kind of shatter on the floor as you guys just do like a sweeping motion to just pull everything off and throw Victor down. Who's doing what here?
Okay. So this is the fucking lab, Norris. I was gonna give you a whole fucking tour, but I ain't no time. I will jump backwards kind of into my rolling chair.
and roll across and start to like I'll grab a bag, put them on the table, and I'll fucking like slide across and I'll grab like things that I'm gonna need from off of one side. I'll just start snapping at somebody. Grab me the bag. It's the brown leather bag with the brass clasps on it.
I got it. I'm setting it on the
Okay.
table. I'm already
All
setting it open.
Yeah, I'll
Look,
sprint
right here.
towards I'll sprint towards Rowan as well, and I'll go. I'll assist whatever way I can. I know a bit about medicine. I'll help you. I'll help you with what you need.
Cool.
So with a
Fucking,
mixture of
carry
Anores,
the body over here.
Harrison,
start
and
washing my
Rowan,
hands.
yeah, roll a medicine check with advantage. Either Rowan you can, or Anores and Rowan you can each roll.
Got
I'm
you.
fine with whatever. I'm just like I'm assisting. I'm applying like pressure to the wound and holding on.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got him
I'm
over.
grabbing the stuff
All right.
he needs.
All right.
So.
Harrison, sit down and do not open up that fucked up burn on your chest. It's white. Like that is infected.
I wasn't planning on it.
How old is that? It's already infected.
Focus on Victor first.
Oh my god, just sit down and don't touch anything. In fact,
You can smell like burnt rabbit fur as he's like standing next to you.
If I have to open him up, you're going to kill him. Stand back. Just don't touch any of the sterilized equipment, please.
I won't. Just help him.
Right.
So since you know that he's been bleeding this whole way, you're pretty sure. Well, go ahead and roll your medicine check.
Okay, yeah. Honores, you're helping.
Yeah.
So you want to give me advantage? Okay, cool. I can do that. All right. Inside there, you're gonna find, and I just start naming off medical implements. And because you are proficient in medicine, I'm sure they are familiar to you, right?
But sort of, right? Like I said, mine's more of a kind of like a world-wise, like holistic, like kind of voodoo, like so. I'm used to using like a straight, like the bone of a snake instead of a needle, and like like that type of thing.
I think that you'll notice in there are several instruments that are not metal or are not. They're like handmade. And some of them follow the same shamanistic practices, including sigil or effigy included in the making of them. Yes. What some would say is purely decorative.
Just for my information, did you guys roll yet? Because I don't see anything. Okay.
I literally just rolled right now.
Yeah, my bad.
All right. So I got a 12.
A 12. Okay. So you know that he's been bleeding this whole time, and with the paleness of his skin and passing out, you're pretty sure that he's in a hypotensive state. So you know that he needs fluids above all else right now, and just to make sure that he doesn't go into cardiac arrest. So as you guys begin to gather that supplies, who is doing what? Because they need an IV and they need the fluids hooked up immediately.
Are we going to do a skill challenge?
Sure.
Oh, group skill challenge. Okay.
I'll take a big splash of the alcohol that he grabbed off of my.
Fuck.
The 10-year.
Yeah.
Not the 10-year. Wait, so we're going to make like a big group medicine check? Or?
So here's what's going on. Victor's on the table. The reason why he's bleeding out so much is because we're gonna say it was a gut wound, and there's a few of you standing around. And what we'll do is we'll go around and choose. You can pick a skill from anything on the list, or you can use one of the attributes to make just a general check to kind of describe how you're using that to be able to stabilize Victor.
And we need, traditionally in a skill check, you need so many successes before an amount of failures. So a 5-3, a 3-3, a 5-5 is kind of how you do that. It's how it's set up. I don't know how you want to do it, Svea, but that's how it's.
Yep.
Are you going to tell us, or is it unknown?
Unknown. And Rowan, I'll say as like the lead here, you can go ahead and go first and decide if you want to like try to call out instructions or if you're wanting to do something specific for yourself.
Got you. So I have the healer feat, right? Which I think will really help us in this moment. And I don't know if I want to start off with the healer's feat. Wait. His wounds, the statue, the devilish nature. I think that Rowan, knowing that the bullet had, like, he started, it's that chemical that was on that other bullet. Who shot him?
One of the son of the dude, the man he was working for, the purple tiefling we saw.
Got it.
He shot him.
The symbol that was scribed on it, the strange napkin that the symbols. He snaps over to Honores. There's an effigy deep inside there made of wicker, black iron, bird skull, crow. I need that. And Rowan's gonna make a religion check, and he's
Okay.
gonna perform a religious. He's gonna perform an occult religious rite, not of the church.
Okay.
The Church of the Last Light, right, is our church that is known, but rather something that Honores is more familiar with, something that's been here since before they got here, since before we put up wooden walls.
All right, go ahead and make a religion check.
One dude high roll.
25.
Damn.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, Ethan.
Okay, you got this. This is gonna go fine. We're not gonna let him go.
Let's set some spooky themes here.
Well, Game Master's deciding just kind of like for thematics. So like I immediately know what you're talking about. I grab it, like toss it over to you, and then I think a lot of times with religious rituals, right, it's common to have like incense or like something like that. If I see anything like that, I'll grab it and light it. But otherwise, just as kind of like a okay, yeah, then I'll start like doing that.
The lab is full occult mixed with alchemy, mixed with arcana, mixed with modern medicines, apothecary, plus a couple sleeping bunks. It's the CSI room for the paranormal investigators here. And looking through my bag, anything that you can think of is in there. Basically, right? Yeah.
I use the lit end of my cigar to like press the incense stick into it to get that going and start kind of like waving it around and
punk a sage in case there's something in there and it comes out. Oh, I love it. Hell yeah, we can capture whatever's in there.
As you kind of hover the wicker effigy like over the body, over Victor a little bit, so as it hovers over his face, you notice the white of his pupils, like his eyes close and open and they're solid black, and you hear whispers echoing from his mouth as his jaw just kind of like drops open.
Grab the bindings from inside that room over there. I'll point to Harrison, and I'll point to a large, like bank vault kind of door with scratches on the front of it.
Yeah, I'm running towards them. I'm grabbing them right away.
I'll mount. Nice. I'll mount. I'll sit and mount on the table, Victor, and I'll turn my hooded lantern, and I'll shine, and I'll like hang it above me, and I'll shine the hood to where it casts the shadow of the effigy in a harsh way directly onto him.
As he does this,
kind of exciting and exasperating whatever I first hit with the effigy.
and that will be 1 success. Who is going next?
I would like.
Yeah, as he's doing this, I'll just run over with the bindings that he asked me to get.
Do I know that he's a Dampier, or can I do an investigation? Because I know he works closely with them, and he kind of considers them half-ass family. Is he a Reaper, like an actual Reaper? Do I know this, or can I do an investigation check to see?
I'll say in the heat of the moment, as you guys are trying to save his life, you don't think he is, but you don't know for certain.
And I'll shout to trying and blank on the name to Marlon. Can you help me with these bindings? Let's follow Rowan's lead.
The world's greatest investigator has like anxiety disorder where I'm too excited. Oh, my heart.
Hey, you have to
I'm
imagine
too old
what
for this.
you have to imagine what I just had happen to me like the entire evening.
Okay. So I'm going to get the binding. I'll be helping Harrison with the bindings, but also I want to look. I saw his eyes turn black. I would like to do an investigation to see if I think that he would respond basically to blood being dripped in his mouth. See if I think that would be a good idea. What would that be, Ethan?
I think that still might be more of a medicine or maybe a survival. And Harrison, you're doing like physical like bandages or wraps to like for pressure, like a pressure dressing type of deal.
I'm trying to bind him to the table to make sure that whatever's haunting him right now or like possessing him is not going to make him.
Okay.
Shackles.
Oh,
The
gotcha.
shackles in the other
Okay.
room. Yeah.
I'm
Make-
trying to shackle
The
him.
padded shackles, yeah.
Just do a either a dexterity or maybe even a sleight of hand.
All right, sleight
See
of
how
hand.
Opposed
quickly-
athletics for a grapple.
Well,
I'm
if
just throwing
he's
shit out here now.
if he's like trying to
I don't think
attach
I'm,
like shackles versus
Yeah.
like holding him down physically.
I
An
think,
attack roll.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing stuff out.
punch
I'm
him.
just throwing stuff out. Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
so,
yeah.
so
I mean,
sleight of hand, you said, or dexterity?
uh,
Like,
yeah, let's just do dexterity. Do a straight dexterity check.
all right. 22.
What?
Nice.
Noise.
let's go. Right there on the edge of the table, there's a hook already in there. Use that.
Harrison like throws the hook around and it like wraps around the table and comes back on the other side and he
I
catches
just
it.
grab it, and like in the heat of the moment, I just you kind of see from like the way that I was being very nervous, you kind of see that calm rising over me again.
And you like put your foot on the table and yank back and you're just kind of like holding it using your weight, leaning backwards to kind of make sure that it stays that way. Honores or Marlon. That'll be 2 successes off of that.
I'm going.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
As far as I'm sorry, I ADD'd for a minute there. As far as strapping things down go, were you doing legs or just arms, or what was happening?
I'm going to bind his arm so he can't claw
Okay.
at Rowan while he's doing his stuff.
So, like I said, Honores is like fairly knowledgeable in like the hows of like the mundane world, but doesn't necessarily know how or why some of this more spiritual stuff works. Like I know, like, oh, grab this effigy and do this thing or whatever, but like I don't know why it works because I'm not involved in the religious aspect of things. So like I'm jumping to like functional knowledge here. So you said like stomach wound, right? Like lower abdomen.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just start treating, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm like,
Saving the soul is useless without a body for it to go into.
and so like I'm gonna I start treating for the actual like physical injury. Like I don't like all the rest of that is kind of like beyond me and my experience. Like I'm gonna like I grab like his legs and kind of like lift them up a little bit, so he's like laying on his back with his with his knees up to release like because that helps release abdominal pressure.
Yeah.
And like if I can find any sort of whatever, like bucket of water that looks clean or whatever, like try and like run that over the wound. If I see anything that looks antiseptic or disinfectant, like working on that. Just like doing what I can to like treat the actual physical injury.
Clean water, third vial on the left.
What kind of check would you like to make for that?
Left
That'll be the
vial
best
on
one.
the left third vial on the right hand side is antiseptic. I say.
As Norris is getting the liquid to kind of clean up after he props the legs up with the pillow that's over on the couch, you see begin to dump the water over and kind of like washes the blood that's just kind of spewing up from the wound over the rest of Victor's body, brushing it off, just kind of like keeps smearing and dumps more water on it, and you can finally see like the actual location of the wound after clearing it off a little bit. Let's get that check here. You need a token, or can you press C to open your sheet?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Oops. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Come on, let's save him. Let's make sure that he doesn't. Let's keep that near death counter going.
I do have a +4, but it's still not great. That's 9.
Okay. Yeah, you keep pouring more water on it, but it's coming up like faster than you can keep it cleaned off, and like you go to dump more water on it so you can get like a clear view to find where to apply some pressure at, and you go to like dump the water out and there's none left, and you have to go and run back and get some more.
The sage he like drowns the sage that he lit. Maybe a couple tools go sliding off the edge of the table.
Yeah, in a frantic, things are kind of flying everywhere. You guys are all kind of like pushing up against each other. Things are just hectic, so that'll be one failure.
Shit, that was hard water. My bad.
So we're at 2 and 1 at the moment.
Okay.
Marlon.
Oh shit.
What do you mean, oh shit? Do something.
As Marlon, as you kind of like stand there and Rowan yells, "Do something!" You see Victor start to convulse a little bit, and you can hear like this deep, sort of demonic echo of laughter kind of pouring from Victor.
Okay. I'm going to make the concoction that I use on Rowan. And I'm going to, which is a mixture of it's a mixture of holy water that I've gotten from the church.
Okay.
And a few like botanicals. It's a recipe that I got from my mother's book of these remedies. So I mix it up as honeysuckle, mint, and this holy water, and I start mixing it up, and I start outlining his body on the table with it, like I outline the door and the floor when when Rowan's doing his thing in the safe room.
Okay. And what check would you like to use for this?
This body is mine.
I could make it a.
I don't like that I can understand the words it's using. I don't like that.
Wooden.
Could you guys? Did you guys hear that shit? Did you hear that?
I did.
Was that common?
I did.
I could use a perception would be good for me, but if that doesn't apply, maybe an insight.
an insight to apply this concoction.
To apply the concoction? Well, acrobatics would be great.
What are you trying to do? You just ran through raw thought. You raw dogged us. All right, now take your time and tell us what you're trying to do here. Refined.
Okay, I'm making a concoction that I've made many times before, and I'm outlining his. I'm outlining his body. I'm trying to drive away whatever evil spirit is trying to.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing like a salt circle, like a binding circle.
Yeah, right.
So I would say probably either do a religion for this religious ceremony, maybe an intelligence or something along those lines to ensure perfection of your concoction, or some sort of either like sleight of hand to make sure that you apply it appropriately, connect all the lines, mark everything out that needs to be specific.
So what first? Sleight of hand?
We'll just choose one that you want to use.
I
That's
want
fine.
sleight of hand.
Okay. So as you
God.
you go through, and you outline the body, you think to the best of your ability, and then you go and do it at the door, and then you just hear the laugh even louder as some of the light bulbs around the room flicker, and kind of like one goes extremely bright just before it explodes. Glass goes shattering everywhere, and that side of the room just goes completely dark. At the same time that happens, as you're hearing that laugh, you can almost see like the prominence of horns protruding from the head that curl back, and this like demonic face like pushing up from Victor's stomach, like as it's like trying to push out through his body. And you just see it turn like
oh no.
I'm
that
just
is
still holding him down, staring at that like.
yeah.
Okay.
Harrison, yeah, you feel the ropes kind of like give as they pull from you, like you're
Oh.
struggling to hold it down as his body like begins to push up a little bit. And that is 2 successes and 2 failures.
Like
Oh,
his back
fuck.
arching,
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Real
Keep
quick,
it
yeah, when
together,
you have a
man.
chance.
Yeah, what's up?
I just DM'd you in Discord.
Oh, okay.
I'll just shout like, Victor, I know you're still in there. You can do it. Get it together.
If that fucking face starts
There
talking
is
in his
no
voice,
Victor. There's only me.
why am I the only one touching him? Tell me y'all heard that.
Oh, I'm about to touch him. I take a step back, draw my pistol, and point it at the face coming out of his stomach.
Hey, I'm up here. Whoa, down range.
Marlon steps back. You guys hear the like metallic clink of Marlon pulling the hammer back on his pistol.
Martin, let's not do that. Let's not be too hasty with this. Anuras, can you hold down the wound? Can you try again?
Honores, we'll go back to you here.
You just want to keep moving from what I messaged you.
Yeah, I think you'll have the opportunity right here to kind of
Feeling good about it. I love that.
maybe resolve it right here.
Ain't nothing like having 3 DMs in a freaking game full scene like this, you know it?
Well, this wasn't quite that grandiose. It was actually something I forgot to do that I could have done last time. But, I mean, like, none of this, I think, changes my course of action. Like, I'm just going to try again / like move forward with the antiseptic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going for it.
So this time, go ahead and roll with advantage for me,
Okay.
since we missed out on
Yeah.
the feature from last week.
Oh, good God.
Now would be an opportunity to be able to use that if you would like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
So-
said you were describing it as kind of, was it like vials or jugs, or like what am I working with as far as liquid?
It's a full alchemical lab, man. It's like vials and jugs, and then like retorts and decanters and like vacuum retorts, and like there's active Bunsen burners. There's like there's 100 vials of all different color liquids and all different stages of chemistry currently all around you haphazardly. Some of which, I guess half of them shattered earlier from the force of the demon screaming. So there's like caustic smoke filling the room. Like, we're in danger.
For sure. No, I'm just trying to kind of describe that.
The only thing keeping that down right now is me holding those straps down with all my might.
The basement does violate fire safety code because there are no stairs. It's only the mechanical elevator in and out of here.
What can possibly go wrong?
What could possibly? This is where we do all of our weird shit, like, exercise demons.
Oh yeah, because I'm so proficient in that.
Yeah, I'm struggling with how to flavor this with like jars exploding and whatever, but mechanically I am lucky. So like that that did not work out obviously before.
You grab a random potion. You just just grab two things and mix them together.
You know what? Sure. I'm relying on Lady Luck for a little bit of something.
What kind of dice do you have?
Oh, damn.
Is it a D6? Is the 6
I mean, whatever would be normal, but yeah, I would assume D6. That's kind of like the standard.
You walk up to there's a workstation with 6 vials of different color liquids. Roll the dice, baby.
Sure. No, I love it. Yeah, I go back over them like, I'm like I'm thinking, right, because that roll was so bad with advantage. It was like a 2 and a 4 or whatever. That like because we're kind of working asynchronously, but also everything's happening at the same time. So I'm like on my way over there to go and try again with like the antiseptic wash, and then the like yell, scream, whatever happens, and like the jar like shatters in my hands.
The one you're holding, yeah.
Yeah, like totally total failure.
The one you're reaching for shatters.
Well, no, I was like going to pour, right? It's like that happened before my turn here. That was like the intro turn thing. So I'm just like, all right, and so I just go over. You guys are caught up with like whatever spiritual shenanigans are happening. So I'm just like, yeah, take my dice, just like throw it down. I guess for funsies, I might as well roll d6, right? I can. Roll 1d6. Cool. Fourth one from the left, like I just grab it, like in one motion, like turn, hop, like cross the distance from like whatever counter or whatever I was at to the table that we're working on. Just like pull the cork out and like pour it in, like right on the wound.
Let's see. All right. Go ahead and roll an additional d20 where you're lucky.
Just a d20 or do another medicine check?
So yeah, a medicine check, but it'll just be 1.
Right.
Woo!
There we go.
As
Bingo!
you
Bingo!
slam it into Victor, Victor, you feel a huge rush of breath come back in as you guys look over and notice that Victor's eyes go from the solid black, and the black rapidly dissipates as his eyes like come back from the back of his head, and pupils like severely dilated, and you can breathe again now.
He's breathing. He's breathing.
Your adrenaline, Honoris, you're fucking brilliant. Hell yeah! I never thought of that.
Marlon shakingly aiming a pistol at your midsection.
I will say, Rowan, go ahead and make another medicine check for me.
All right, I would like to.
As you guys have sort of seems like you have brought him back from whatever entity that may have been, invading. Go ahead and make a medicine check so we can have a little reassess here of the situation.
Got you. That'll be a 13.
Okay, perfect. So you know that Victor is in a sort of unconscious state, but not dead. But you also know that you haven't done anything to restore fluid to treat his hypotension.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have, stalled this sort of hostile takeover, but
Yeah,
still need to treat the primary issue here.
All right.
Okay, so just for my information, like if I'm getting this right, like he currently isn't like convulsing on the table with the face screaming out of his abdomen.
Not anymore, and you kind of see the face like retract back from his stomach that was like pushing up, and that happened like when the black from his eyes were fading out, and this sort of like echoing shadow that kind of pulsates throughout the room and kind of begins to close in on you guys after you complete that series of events. Yeah, go ahead.
Rowan, can I grab any fluids for you? Any bags of liquid? Anything we need? I think it's safe to let go.
Yeah,
You're muted.
The cabinet over there.
Okay. Should I grab it? Does anybody else want to grab it? I think it's safe to let go.
Now's not the time to hesitate. Go.
I let go of the bindings and I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna grab what we need. Just for my idea, since Kit works with a lot of stuff like this as well, works with a lot of medicine, would I happen to know what I need?
She need blood. Rowan, you need blood?
Yeah.
Blood? Right beside it.
What's he
I've
need?
got them all labeled. Fuck, I don't know. He wouldn't let me take it earlier.
Okay, so just blood and fluids, I guess what we need right now.
I'll roll up my sleeve.
He's AB positive. I've tested you all.
I'm AB positive. Pat me. And I roll up my sleeve.
Yes.
And I say, he wanted some elongi tenure. He'll have some. And I take another big, I bubble it up like 3 or 4 times, and I set it down, and I just hold my forearm out to you, Bear.
As he's doing that, I'm grabbing the other fluids we need.
Perfect. Yeah, you guys are begin scrambling around to prep an IV and fluids, and you guys slowly begin stabilizing Victor. After a while, you begin to see that paleness kind of subside as he regains a little bit of color, but remains unconscious on the table. And from the creeping shadows, as you guys finally getting to this stable state, the shadows begin to fade back and the lights begin to kind of take over throughout the room. And Victor, you hear a voice in your head.
I know you'll give me a second chance. It's only a matter of time.
Knowing that he is seeing that. Okay, so we've got one person holding one end of a needle, and then another person holding the other end of the needle, right? And then we've got Victor, and we're on his chest.
it doesn't look like it. The thing didn't. Whatever's in him didn't move out of the room, right?
So all you're really aware is that it seemed like Victor had regained whatever he had lost, and that the creeping shadows in the room have subsided, and it now appears to be, as it should be. But you guys are, kind of working through getting the IV set up and getting him stabilized, having, reaching an adequate blood pressure since he had lost so much blood.
All right. Hey, everybody. You know how I'm freaked out all the time because everybody's got a secret demon in them? Not so crazy now, am I? All right. Hey. We're cool, right? And I'll look at, because I'm mounted on top of him, right? Everybody's helping perform these procedures. And I'll look at everybody. We cool?
I think we're okay again. How's he?
Cool.
How's he doing? Is he stable again?
There's one more thing we need to do. I'll look at Marlon. Hey, man, if things go sideways, you know what to do. And I'll gesture towards the room. And I'll take a scalpel. I'll cut my thumb. And I'll begin to draw in blood runes and markings across Victor's chest. And I will cast a spell.
What are you
Rowan,
casting?
what the fuck is this?
I'm gonna cast. So my goal is exercise, seance, or imprison. I cast protection from good and evil. And knowing, I think back to seeing Victor's leg. Is there a power source in his leg? I'd like to use Arcana to try to draw from the power source within his leg with the spell that I'm casting. And I kiss with the final rite. I kiss the symbol of the Matron of Dying Light, holding it in my hand and as I do, a little, you can hear the smell of flesh a little. Not too much, just a little. And you see a little bit of like a hot ember in my hand as this the Matron of the Dying Light symbol attacks my flesh, and I push it into his chest. And I would like to use Arcana if I can while casting this to pull arcane power from his leg, casting this occult rite while using the righteous symbol, holy symbol of the Matron of Dying Light, mixing all different kinds of fucking bullshit together to do this.
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll. As oh, go ahead.
Any type of anything, just normal roll?
Yeah.
Got
Whatever you feel would be
go ahead and do
appropriate to
25.
accomplish it. Okay.
Yeah, I went ahead and rolled an Arcana to be able to draw the energy out to empower to draw from the power of his leg rather than anything else.
So
Is the idea to draw from an exterior source rather than an internal one.
you guys are all well aware of how rare magic is at this point. Pretty much little to none. If you see it, it's usually a pretty special spectacle because of how rare it is.
Yeah.
You guys begin to see, as Rowan finishes drawing the blood runes, you see, as he's kind of like holding his hand out, like over the leg's assumed power source. At first, he's kind of like holding them up over his chest with one hand, and you can see the runes beginning to form, but very faintly, almost like he's trying to establish a connection to create the spell, but at first it's not wanting to take, and then you see Rowan like reach out towards Victor's leg, and you can almost hear the sizzling of Victor's leg burning a little bit as the device becomes so hot from the power source, emitting so much. And you see from within the contraption of the leg, light beginning to kind of like burst through the cracks of where it was broken from earlier. And as that happens, you can almost see or feel like the flow of magic as it reaches through and goes through Rowan to his other hand above Victor's chest. And at that time, you just see like a pulse of what color light?
It would be the light of, if you're asking me,
Yes.
it's the color of the power source.
Okay.
Since I succeeded so well, I pulled all the spell was cast from the power source.
Victor, do you have a preference on that?
Say it'd be almost a white steam looking like color.
Okay. So you guys see like almost like a ghostly light flashes over Victor's body as it kind of envelops him in this glowing sheen for a second. And after it bursts, you feel this sort of odd sense of safety and relief, even
Clarity.
for a second, before it fades back and you feel like normal again. But you know that something did just happen.
With a 20, with what I rolled and the runes I cast, how feeling the fighting back from the spell, because let's has a let's use so here's a fun moment, here's a fun teaching moment with learn create play here. There's a duration on your spell, so let's use the mechanics to maybe to drive 10 minutes of concentrating is how long the spell lasts. So I immediately feel a pushback as I see something, I feel something open up within him, maybe, or because I'm trying to hold it for the whole 10 minutes. What can I do to the runes with the power that is being pulled from him right now?
I think that you'd have gathered that the power was what was allowed you to cast the spell. Almost like an arcane focus in some way.
Okay. So because it wasn't supposed to be arcane, it didn't last nearly as long. Knowing that it helped him, can I try to move the runes across his body and onto his leg where the power source will remain?
What do you-
So you guys just see floating runes above Victor at this point, and Rowan just begins to like move his hand almost like one of those like 3D digital projection, and starts moving them around.
You will note, okay, for everyone who's watching, they don't look jagged. They look sharp and poignant, practiced and rigid. They look like someone who's practiced a routine 1,000 times. They look clean and crisp.
I'll just
Sharp.
kind of slide
Professional.
over towards Honoris and I'll just whisper like, how is he doing that?
Is Israfil awake?
Israfil.
Or sorry,
Who's
not
that?
Israfil. Sorry, that's not Israfil. It's Victor. Victor. Is Victor awake?
He's over there thumbing through one of my historical books.
Like, yeah, I'm good again.
My bad.
Yeah, I'll say as Rowan finishes rearranging the runes, Victor, you slowly like regain conscious, very much still in critical condition, but you kind of wake up to everyone standing over you.
What are you doing on top of me, Rowan?
What's the passcode?
Don't.
Shut the fuck.
Dice.
It's him, everybody. It's him.
Shut the fuck up.
Just pass back.
Okay.
I pull the syringe out of my arm, and I go over towards to the elevator that we never let back up, and I holler up, Bobo!
Shit.
It's been like 4 minutes, like or
Yeah.
3 minutes. It was like an intense. Like we came downstairs, threw him on the table, glass
Right.
exploded, spells were cast, like the shadow
Marlon.
burned a demon out of his stomach.
Are you
Shadow
gonna let
demon.
the elevator back up so I can come down?
So you missed everything. And I start like pulling the chain fall to let the elevator back up.
Bobo is like just standing there with like a bunch of medical supplies in his arms and
Yeah,
his long nightgown,
exactly.
like, oh,
Exactly.
well, seems
Yep.
you've taken care of this. Can I go back to bed?
No.
Oh, what would you like me
I
to
want
do,
your-
Marlon?
I want you to look things over. And I let him back down. I don't know all of these things like you and Rowan. Just get with him. Hey, and I pull like Bobo to the side. Like not to the side, but I kind of hold him there for a second while we're together alone, sort of. I say, hey, I didn't tell you, but earlier with Rowan, I think it's getting worse.
How so?
I'm not. I don't know this stuff like you, Uncle, but bigger. He was big. He was just bigger this last time. Does that make sense?
Should we get bigger chains then?
It makes sense to me. I understand
How does that work?
part.
If he would slip out before the transformation, then seems
Well,
tricky to me.
to me as well. Thank you. I'm sorry to wake you, but this is a bad. The same type of thing that happens to Rowan. The dark entity. It was happening to Victor too. But I guess it's gone now. I don't know. Talk to Rowan, please.
Very well. Make a religion check for me, Marlon.
Okay.
As as you're saying, like you feel like it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
A 20. I'll say with your numerous encounters with Rowan,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that you would definitely be able to feel that while there are similarities, this was different, like a whole different feeling than what you experience with when Rowan has his.
With a 20, could I press you to say like what would make it let's see, how would I say it? Or how would you say it? How is it different? Like, is it more spiritual with one or the other, or is it more I don't know where to really go with it.
I would say that the instances are almost like different kinds of fear.
Different kinds of fear.
From Rowan, I would say that the fear comes from like this intense, just like an intensity of how strange it is, versus what you just experienced with Victor was more of this it's even hard for me to describe it. Probably more eerie or even dark, as strange as that would be. But you would, I'll say with the 20 that you know that there are multiple facilities and places that you could gain more information from.
Okay. Like, would you say one is more evil than the other? Or is that weird? Like, is that not really what you're saying? You said dark for.
Yes.
Okay. 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 I'll relay that to Bobo too. That like this was a little different, but similar-ish.
With all of the stuff going on too, and rolling the 20, I'll say, you guys did, you got like a faint whiff of this, like a sulfuric smell during all of this.
Okay. I'll let
The whole place smells like fucking sulfur. Yeah. And chlorine and and ozone.
You're not sure if it was the vent or if, maybe something was spilled over at the main desk where all the lab stuff is, but that's definitely...
Where all the glass shattered.
Yeah.
Like one half of the room exploded.
Very well. Think when things die down here, maybe I shouldn't say die, as he looks over at Victor.
No, he's.
We will have a
I
talk when
think he-
it's convenient.
Thank you, Uncle.
What is Norris and Harrison doing at this point?
Sorry, what was that?
What would you guys like to do now as things are sort of subsiding and calming down here?
I myself am probably just going to go to a corner. I'm still gonna clutch my shoulder and I'm just gonna sit down for a bit, regaining my breath. Just trying to make sense of all the things that just happened this evening. And as I do that, Anurus, are you feeling alright? Are you feeling better as well? This has been one hell of an evening.
I'm just fine. Better than most of you, it seems.
Oh, I'll bet. I'm just glad that Victor's doing alright again. For a second, I really thought we lost him.
This isn't regular. I promise. Normally, it's kind of fun.
It was kind of like
yeah.
I wasn't interjecting there because I just don't really think Honorius would really have anything to do in that moment. Like he's not really religious. He's not like knowledgeable or even necessarily inquisitive because like he doesn't know what he doesn't know, right?
This is the first time in the clubhouse too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was
This
thinking
is
more just
Eugene
kind of like
Rouse.
kind of in the back, like leaning against the counter, just kind of taking it all in, like as playfully mischievous as Honoris likes to be, like even he knows, like like I'm not messing with Bobo right now, like I'm not, so just kind of like kind of taking it in, like kind of looking around at the lab, maybe even kind of like walking around and kind of like just kind of like fingering some of the like herbs and kind of like examining stuff that I don't recognize and just kind of like generally just kind of like milling about, like not really sure how to contribute. I do go find my dice, I guess, for whatever that's worth.
In the room that isn't laboratory, there is a murder board with yarn and push pins and evidence.
There's also a reloading station for ammunition. There's a place to hang up weapons. There's also like some bachelor bunks, basically like a barracks bay almost. Definitely a mini bar.
I'm gonna do a couple things if I can.
Okay.
You said it's like probably like early morning hours now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to make Norez a couple of the drinks, a couple of his favorite drinks that he always gets. I'll set them to the side. I'll make a sign to put on both the door to enter the bar and the outside door that says closed due to family matters. And I'll nail them to the door, tack them to the door, and then I'll come in and I'll go downstairs, hand Norris his drinks, tell him thank you for his help. And then I want to go over and I want to throw my big leather overcoat on and grab my rifle and sling it over and ask what happened to Harrison. Who did this?
Real quick interjection. When you come over and hand me the drinks and you like turn your back and like of course I look appreciative in the moment, but After
Right.
a brief pause, like as you turn your back and kind of like start to walk away to grab your jacket and whatnot,
Yeah.
you just hear me say, well, you feel like a tap on your shoulder, and you hear me
Okay.
say,
Pause.
"Damn decent of you." And you turn around, and I'm standing there holding the bell out to you.
He's like, take this shit back, man. Like, I'm done. Like, fuck this bell, dude.
The first time you guys bring a Norris down into the clubhouse and you guys have to like do ACLS and exercise a demon.
Yeah.
And we're just like, yeah, just usual Friday afternoon.
Most of the
you
time we
know?
play spades.
Yeah, so I just hand the bell back to you, and then I'm like, "This was not the high stakes game I was looking for down here."
I like put my palm up and hold the bell and like kind of like I don't grab it from you. I just like put it over it, and I just put it over your hand holding the bell. I say, keep it, Norris. This is part of me that enjoys it. And I'll head over to get my jacket and rifle. And I do ask Harrison who
Yeah.
did this.
So as I'm I've probably by now signaled Rowan over to come help me with my shoulder as well, since now
Yeah,
the main problem has been solved.
Rowan has pulled out normal shit. And
Yeah.
I have the healer feat, and I will use healer on first Victor, and then Harrison, and then Honoras as allowed.
Yeah.
To physically to heal them if allowed. Just sitting there while you guys are doing stuff, be stitching and wrapping and doing all that stuff, applying poultice, lancing, the whole 9 yards, like performing, minor surgery on these wounds, and then healing, and then bandaging them and whatnot.
I think
So
Bobo would be helping you with all that.
as
Probably.
he's
Thanks, Bobo.
Bobo the G. As he's doing this, yeah, I'll look over to you, Marlin.
Mhm.
Okay. So what happened was we went to Norgafar's house, and we wanted to try and see if there were any clues, and we did. We did find a lot of stuff. More than we bit off more than we could chew. That's the short version of it. We found Lucian. We found out that that's the purple tiefling that we saw run away.
Damon's son.
Yes, he was there in Norgafar's home. He was looking for something,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't find it. While he did
What,
that, he found us, and we got
what
into a
was he?
scuffle.
What was he looking for?
I'll pull out the paper.
I
I
look at
found so this paper, and I'll pull it up again. Okay, so we found this. I found this hidden inside a little carved out. You could almost call it like a secret stash in one of the legs of Norgafar's bed, and it says Steel Road, west side of Tormid Avenue, Good Boy Safe House, and then at the bottom here it says one string at a time. And besides that, Victor has it. We found a little bag that had around $500 worth of gold. And I think Lucian was looking for that, but when we were about to leave Norgafar's home after the fight we had, Lucian got shot. We saw him dead, lying in the street. And that was the point that we headed back here.
At this point, Marlon has his hands on the top of his head. Lucian is dead?
For the short time that we were able to see it, yes, it looked like he got shot. We heard a gunshot just when we were about to leave. We tried to pursue him first when we got into the scuffle, but that's when Lucian shot Victor, and Victor went back inside, and now we.
Did you grab the
Ew.
casing? Did you grab the bullet or the casing from that?
I figured the bullet is still inside of Victor.
Well,
I don't
fuck,
think-
man. Come on,
Yes.
think. I'll like cut open your fucking wound, and like I'll lance it and start squeezing shit out of it. Come on, man, fucking think. Ugh.
Wait, so Lucian is dead.
Yes.
I'll put my rifle back on the rack. Lucian is dead, and you two did not kill him. Someone else killed him?
Someone
Yeah,
else
look.
did. Yes. Me and well, I didn't
Well,
really. I didn't kill
it's-
anyone.
It's not the tieflings. I'll point to the board. Right.
That's
If you
what
look at
looks like.
well, to the untrained eye, if you don't mind me saying, but the marking, we found this bullet casing that killed Norgathar. But if you look at it is, and I'll spin it. I'll like show the drawing or like the scribing or whatever I did. If you look, this is not of the practiced hand of somebody who draws the symbol of the forgive me, what's the name of the tiefling gang? The Reaper. It's the Reaper symbol, but this is not the practiced hand of the Reapers, right? So was this somebody using an opposing hand? Well, we haven't found somebody missing their dominant hand yet. So this was somebody who doesn't draw the symbol very often. It was drawn naturally, right? As if by a tiefling claw. So if we find a tiefling missing a finger, then it was drawn like a pencil by that person, or this person has the ability to carve into metal with a natural means of a nail, something akin to a tiefling. But this is not somebody who draws this symbol often, that wants it to be pinned on the tieflings. Of course it wasn't him.
But then, what do we think it is?
You're half right, Rowan. Kind of sit up, still wincing in immense pain.
Yeah, but that fucking hurts, don't it? You should lay down. We can hear you if you're laying down.
It's fine. I'll be all right.
Uh-huh. I'll let go
Victor,
of
I'm
these
so
restless
sorry.
bandages that are like
Yeah.
soaking. Their breathing is so. Yeah, it's fucking all right. Yeah. I've got it's infinite gauze, magic fucking chemistry lab.
I'll like come over to Victor's side and put my hand on his shoulder.
Lucian was trying to start a war.
You think Lucian was?
Yes.
Oh, I know he was. He admitted it so himself.
Look at Harrison as he said yes. Look back at Victor. So, who killed? I'm so confused. Who killed him then?
We don't
Who's
know.
Is Lucian the ambitious type? That's my question. Is Lucian? I mean, he came into all of his beautiful wealth and power, right? His dad runs the shit. All he has to do is party on it. What kind of young man with everything wants to change the status quo when all he has is everything ahead of him? Somebody put that shit in his head. Do what?
I said sometimes having everything is just boring.
Is Lucian the kind of guy? Is he the? I mean, I don't know him. Has anybody been around him? Is that his MO? Is that his personality?
I just met him this night when we fought.
I know more of his father than him himself, so I couldn't tell you.
I mean, to see the kind of, but then it doesn't make sense for him to be the mastermind behind this and then be killed. Somebody was gassing him up. He's young and stupid, and people of power give him things and it works out. He doesn't need to go anywhere for nobodies. It's somebody. Yeah. It's a somebody who's telling him that he doesn't have as much as he thought he had and showing him he could have more and then using him. I mean, and then I'll go over I'll point out the other evidence that that's on the board with the good old boys and the encounter you had with the good old boys killing somebody at the textile factory, right?
If I may interject, is this a good time to say that I have a meeting with the leader of the good boys?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I spoke to I'm drawing a blank on his name here. If you give me 1 second, I have it written down. I spoke to, oh my god, where is the name?
Is it Barley?
Barty. I spoke to
Barty.
When me and Victor went to the textile factory, and I have a private meeting with him a day from now. You're muted,
Rowan.
And if I'm not mistaken, during that meeting, they had brought somebody into the industrial district to kill them, right? Hidden by the sounds of the machines. And what we found inside the shell casing was a unstable chemical that is only used in the industrial district, with a poorly carved symbol of the Reapers. And they're all after something. Lucian died. He went in there after something. He didn't get it, and he died.
Marlon and Harrison, make a investigation check for me.
Okay.
Investigation?
Yep.
Norgathar is not the kind of guy who can come in here and gamble 500 gold away. Right? Honora's, I mean...
Gosh!
Oh man, I forgot to turn that off.
Honora's, you know, I mean, somebody, like, you've gambled. Have you gambled with him before? He had 500 gold to gamble away in a single hand. That is not the salary of somebody who works on the line at a textile factory. How often do you gamble with him?
Well, and just really quickly as a point of clarification, was that his apartment also where you guys found the $500 worth of gold?
It was in the same place where I found the note.
Yeah, you guys found a large bit of money, and the apartment looked a lot nicer than his anticipated living conditions.
Right.
So I'm sure you bring that up too, right? Like you show the gold tag.
Sure.
Another 500 gold.
Also, as you're
10 years worth of work.
As you're saying that and like holding the letter, you notice like, there's still like another fold, and you see initials PM.
As a quick thought, so a response and then a quick thought. Because you said that I knew who he was, right? I'd gambled against him before.
Yep.
When we started. So, And I'm assuming, I mean, if he's gambling regularly, clearly, like, he always had some money, but I'm assuming that this was an abnormally large bet for him. Or would I've known him? Like, would he regularly have been rolling high like that?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a little irregular. Almost like you know, I'll even go to say that since this is kind of your area of expertise, he was mentioning something very vaguely along the lines of getting like a big influx of cash.
Like you'd seen
recently.
he'd maybe seen him at a couple stakes tables more often in other places.
Yeah, Marlon, you're not really sure. You're kind of stumped.
Can I role play this natural one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go, Chad.
So,
you, buddy.
So I've taken a couple bubbles up of this bottle of 10-year, and I've also had like a pint and a half of blood drawn from me, and I bubble up another, good shot of it. And I said, well, I don't, he's kind of slurring his words a little bit. I don't know who I need to shoot, but I need to shoot somebody. And then looks at Harrison like all intently and kind of leans towards him. He's drunk as fuck.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you gonna shoot me?"
No, he don't point his gun at you. He just leans towards you like way too far.
You know what? I'll allow him. I'll let him lean on me, and I'll just look at him, and I'll just go. I think we should get some rest soon. I think this has been a bit of a day for us. And DM, if I may, just like as a question,
Okay.
when I saw the face coming out of the stomach of Victor, can I make a check to see if it resembled the face that I saw on the statue in Norgafar's home?
Yeah.
What would I do for that? Would I make a perception or a history or
Uh,
insight?
Well, if it's memory based, usually go with intelligence, but
Just a straight intelligence check?
yeah.
Alright. Oh. Hey.
Beautiful.
You remember exactly, and they were different.
They were different. Okay.
So compared to the image here that I'll repost.
Cool. Let's just go ahead and remember that we're dealing with like multiple demonic forces here.
Yeah, fun. Well, I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm just gonna make a mental note of it for myself.
So,
when we have a chance, I did have a follow-up, like a part 2 that I was going to do too.
Yeah, sure. You clearly remember this statue, like the horn structure, like the wings and the body, and just this entity's stature. You couldn't really see anything other than the face. What would stand out would be the horns, as comparing to the horns of this statue. It looked as if. Are you familiar with like Loki's horns? How they like come out a little bit and like go way back. That's how I imagined them.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'll just make like a mental note of it for myself, and I'll turn back to Marlin just leaning on me right now. I think we should get some rest soon.
Yeah, and I'll say like, you with the nat 20, you for sure know or remember the differences, and you know that you probably have a good idea of where you could find research or information about those, whether it's the church or the library. Probably be good places to start. Yeah, there you go. Nice gear. All right, Norris, what were you What was your follow-up? Mm.
I think Spio asked you a question, Honorius.
Yeah, Doris, what was your follow-up
Sorry.
you're talking about?
Oh,
Sorry, we were doing a cheeky. We were doing a cheeky thing. Sorry.
So sorry, I'm mixing up my own names now. It's Marlon that's inebriated now, right?
Yes.
So I take my one of my like brandy glasses or whatever that I have. And like I was gonna say I was gonna toast you when you said you were having some drinks too, but you're probably far enough gone. So instead, like I go over and I go and toast you by like very gently. I'm not being mean about it, but just like kind of like tunking the heel of my glass against your forehead. So like toast your forehead and like have a drink.
I like whiff at your hand after you've already pulled it back and are drinking your glass, drinking out of your glass.
I can't imagine giving like a pint of blood or 2 pints of blood and then having like 5 shots of like fine whiskey.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So that's just for flavor. But for as far as the discussion goes, just thinking like to what Rowan had said.
Yes, Norgathar had always been a smaller better. And then suddenly he had more to lose to me. I didn't think much of it. Just happy to rake it in. But he sat with several $100 that day, and you tell me now he had more in his apartment.
And I kind of like trail off and then like go and grab, because I still have the cash that I won from him. Because it was a total pot of $500, but some of that was me, some of that was him, some of that was
The night.
the lady whose name I can't think of right now. Louise.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, hold on a sec.
Ew, is he kissing a girl, you think? Ew.
You like girls? Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Dude, not
Sorry,
Nicole.
the wife's getting ready to go somewhere, and I wanted to be able to say goodbye to her before she goes.
For sure.
Freaking gross, dude.
Cootie.
Totally lost my train of thought though. So I just like reach down into like my vest pocket and pull out one of the bills and just kind of hold it up to whatever lighting there is down here or whatever. And I just want to give it like a really solid look over. You know, does it look counterfeit? Is it marked in any way? Is it, you know, like, is there anything special with the cash that I took from him?
I'll gesture over to a forensics set of like a forensics tools.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. Right. You can also, if you really like a drawing, you can outline it. Like if you place it on top of there, the light will shine through it, and you could outline somebody else's drawing. You know, practice line work and stuff.
I whisper to Harrison that he's doing great and that I need to sit down.
you heavy air quotes on the whisper. like that, like you gotta be.
It's like heavy breath. You're doing great.
You're doing great. Like when a like a 5-year-old whispers a secret like into your open mouth, like that's where secrets go. Like that's how you hear things.
I feel like,
oh man.
I feel like at this point I'm just like cradling his head, like I know.
Go ahead and make a perception check with advantage as you're using the tools to kind of look over this.
Did everybody? By the way, did everybody get the health from my healer
13.
sheet?
Yeah,
did.
thank you.
Yeah.
Does I forget? Does it total it for me? Yeah. It
Yes.
does, okay.
So a 13. Yeah, it takes you a little bit. You kind of look over. You're looking for like certain things, images, depictions, and you flip it over on the back and view it one way. Put it under like a certain hue of light. Nothing seems to pick up, and then you look close and spot something, and you see a very decoratively stamped capital letter C. That you wouldn't otherwise
Is it
see unless.
hidden?
Yes, is like you have to see. It's only showing up through a light from like the backside.
Is that anything that I'm familiar with? Like, have I encountered that before? Not necessarily
don't
in
think
money,
so.
obviously, 'cause I don't have experience doing this, but just like broadly speaking, like, am I, aware of like a gambling ring or a bank or like, anything like that would be related to?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Nothing's really standing out. Who's all with you at the moment? Are you just examining this by yourself?
Well, no. So that was in response to, Rowan was commenting on how it, at least from his perspective, seemed odd that Norgathar had so much money. So then I was following up on that.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I was dictating to the room like, oh, like, yeah, that was abnormal, yada yada. And then as I'm doing that, I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, and like go and grab
You
his
had
bill.
the things.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
what I'll do,
Well,
I'll
can I,
I'll show Anorez like all the cool functions of the station, right? Like trying to get back to like, this is a cool place. This is our cool clubhouse. Like, oh yeah. And if you turn this one, and then like this one's zoomed, it has a zoom on it. It's like ×5. It's really cool. And then you spin that right here. Now you can move it back away from your face. Even there's a telescopic arm in that fucking in the chair. You can adjust the chair. Even there's like a nut on the bottom. Yeah. Lower yourself down some if you need. Yeah.
as you see
Try to give
the
him the help
C,
action.
I imagine you like say it out loud, and something sparks for you, Harrison. That it sounds familiar. Something back from the old days in Sink City. You know of another organization that would use like this very decorative C, like over the top, known as the Coveted.
The moment my mind connects those two dots, I just look back at Marlin. I just look straight up and I just say that out loud.
And I would think that Harrison would be able to make the connection that, since there seems to be confusion about like, what is the intention, I would say that it would sound to Harrison like someone new is trying to move in.
Yeah, so I instantly just perk up, ears like going straight up, looking straight up, like wide-eyed, and I just shout out, "The Covenant! That's it! Or that might be it!"
I'm sorry. Who?
The Covenant. What was
They're a how do you explain this the best way? They're like a up and coming group, a rising group. They're not really big yet. I worked with cases with them as the culprit back when I was still young
Just
in my
say-
prime in Sing City. I used to work on cases regarding them.
Sink City.
Sing City.
I'll also say, for clarification, that you definitely know that it's the coveted, not the covenant.
Coveted. Excuse me.
Okay.
Coveted.
Does Rowan know anything about the coveted?
I would say that Rowan would maybe have heard about them, like in brief conversation, like just mentions of, like
Movements.
we heard something
and-
about this, the covet or something. We don't. I guess that's what they call themselves.
maybe movements against or something requisitioned from.
Yeah, nothing ever major has come up from them. Like they don't stand out
I'm trying to
like the Reapers do for sure.
go back.
The Inquisition or anything like that. Okay.
Marlin and Bobo, though. I'm trying to go back to what the covenant is. Do we know? Living in Sink City for a time?
Oh, y'all lived in the sink?
Oh,
Everybody's from the
you
same.
did too?
As Gear Duo is really excited that so many characters are from the sink, since that's like the only thing. That's the only place that I've made in the entire world of Konu.
You're from City as well.
I love it.
That's
I fucking
lovely.
love
Where
it.
did you live?
I'm gonna say that Marlin might not really be that aware.
Okay.
Kind of the same as Rowan, but Bobo might possibly be more familiar since he's a little older.
Okay.
Would it
in the
be
fucking-
a group that at all that I would have encountered? Kind of because I'm assuming there's like a handful of gambling dens, right? I'd only hang out here. That
We
I kinda, like,
literally-
make circuit of.
We literally all hear the name and we all like look away
Yeah.
into our
Yeah.
fucking backstory.
We're all like, just like
we all
all
have
the
a flashback scene. Yeah.
It's like you hear the harp going like.
Yeah.
Doodle-doo, 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 doodle-doo.
I was thinking Doug Funny, where it's like,
Oh yeah, yeah. Or the one.
I was thinking Wayne's World. I was thinking Wayne's World.
I was thinking like the really dramatic pan into the camera where it goes like.
Marlin, as you say, the coveted, he has just set himself down in a chair and he is just kind of like leaned back. And as soon as you say the coveted, that's it. He like eyebrows up, looks at the ceiling, and says, "What are they coveting?" and leans back further.
No,
Honorius-
That's what I'm fucking saying.
Honorius,
Hell
you can
yeah,
roll
brother.
a history check
Hell
for me
yeah.
if you want.
When you do that,
Yeah,
I walk
sure.
over to you and hold the bell up in front of you and ring it in front of your face, and I'm like, clearly this.
Confident. Yeah, I sure do know a lot.
Is it even fun anymore? You know, Honorius, is it even fun when he's this blaster?
I laugh. Yeah, Marlon bust out laughing.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
a 12.
like hits the bell with his fingers.
Yeah.
No, I meant Honorius can roll a history check.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, okay, excuse me.
Oh,
My bad.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Not
Nope.
sure. Not recently.
Ooh.
Not since your last mud bath,
May right? I
Nobody.
may or may not have ever even heard that word before.
Yeah, hell, I mean,
I don't remember much about them either. All I know is that I used to work on cases with them as the main culprit. They were a smaller organization, more condensed, more separated from the other big crime gangs. I don't know a lot of the details about them. They were very, very, very slippery.
now as we all know, Rowan Blackwood,
Mm.
grew up in a small
farmstead from elderly parents outside of the swamps here in this city and
So
know
do I,
nothing about Sink City. But because you know so much about Sink City, I have heard that there mayhaps are perchance districts within that city. What districts were mayhaps and or perchance the people in this organization from perhaps may chance?
I think at that point, everyone like looks at each other, like, takes a take at each individual in a circle in confusion, and the camera like pans
What?
back,
What?
and we pan over to Victor, who has found himself in a sort of restful state.
Part of the healing that I did give Victor is a milkweed and poppy seed extract within, to help his pain.
Okay, yeah. So even like a deeper sleep.
Oh boy.
He's I'm fucking sweating your ass off, snoring. Dozed out on those hydros.
Victor, as you start dreaming, you wake up to look around, and you find yourself in your old home. But everything's dark and gray, like shades of gray. Everything's blurry, almost like in an extremely exaggerated dream state, but kind of like Marlin's before. The ground seems to be like wilting upward towards the sky, as if like it's reverse ash. You see the walls begin
I'm
to
so sorry.
like peel off and rips away, and they kind of burn. You get up and walk outside, and you almost see like this endless dark gray expanse as thousands of shapes come like jutting forward towards you, and it looks like a streak of just like black shadows as everything comes to focus, and you find yourself in this dark forest, and you're walking behind your mom and dad as they're leading you through the woods.
Wait. Where are we going? Mom. Dad, where are we?
We gotta get away. It's coming after us.
What's coming?
Shh. Looks around. We're gonna make it. Just stay quiet. Keep your eyes open. Come on.
I kind of start following in silence.
Did you hear that?
What was that, Dad?
He looks back at you. Oh, God. His eyes go wide, staring behind you, Victor. And you turn around and you see this large, shadowy figure, the same exact one that was trying to come out of your stomach. Not that you would have seen that, but for the audience, these long horns that seem to curl far back beyond the head, This creature is towering. It's almost like it's made of like this exoskeleton, just purely like bones, and it unfurls its wings as dark shadows begin to drip off of it. And Marlon, run! Or Victor, run! And as you take off running, your parents are running behind you, like following right on your ass. It's up there, just ahead. And you see like a break up ahead. And as you keep running, you hear your mom start screaming. And the scream goes from like really loud to right behind you to just like fades out as she is almost like thrown and disappears off into the woods behind you. And then shortly after, the same with your father, and you keep running and running, and you just reach this opening as everything goes completely white, and you wake up in a sweat. And we'll pick up from there next week, or in 2 weeks if we can.